Hey guys, back with another video. This one's going to be on attitude. I'm going to ask that you just, for a little, even if it's 5 minutes a day, just watch people. Watch people, see how they act, see how they speak, and just try to envision how you act and what correlations you have, what similarities you have with other people, right? Because it's a scientific study that we are within 10 to 20% of the 5 closest people to us with our health, wealth, love, and happiness, right? This is why high achievers want to be around even higher achievers, because they know that's the name of the game, right? You start being around people that are doing more than you're doing, then you start doing more, and then you just keep raising the bar, right? We can't get to where we're going as the same person we are. We set these giant goals because we have to change. We have to become a totally different person. We can't talk the same. We can't walk the same. We can't think the same. We can't speak the same, right? Everything about us has to change, right? And so as we're setting these big goals, one of the easiest, quickest things to do is really pay attention to your attitude, right? And how you react all the time to everything that happens during your day, and write it down. So-and-so said something. I reacted like this. I got cut off. I reacted like this. I was late for work. I reacted like this. I didn't have the right coffee at the coffee shop this morning. I acted like that. You just start writing all of these things down. You're going to become aware very quickly. Am I an optimist or a pessimist? Right? I'm not judging anyone. I don't care what you are. All I want is for you to start to be more of an optimist than a pessimist. Regardless. Just doing that and nothing else the rest of your life will enhance. And I know that seems crazy to say just that, but I promise you. Look up peer-reviewed scientific studies. Just doing that alone, you will have the rest of your life will be way better than the trajectory you're on now if you're a pessimist. By a long shot. Not just a little bit better, a lot better, just from that one thing. Now, if you start compounding these with the journal and forgiving people and working on gratitude and being grateful for the things that you have and start understanding and wanting. See, now you want to have a better attitude. You're aware, hey, I don't have that great of an attitude. I want to work on that. And so you start working on that. And then someone will show up that you haven't seen in a while, and they're going to say something really dumb, and it's not going to affect you the way it used to, right? Those are the kind of synchronicities I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I ran into so-and-so. I couldn't stand that person. They said the same thing they always say that I can't stand. It didn't affect me. Holy smokes, right? Your result changed. Your results aren't just your money or your job, right? Results, health, wealth, love, and happiness. You got to have all 4 to be successful in my mind, right? There's no sense in having a lot of money if you're unhealthy. There's no sense in being super healthy if you're living on the street, right? So you got to have balance, right? So for me, attitude is huge. And I kind of didn't really grasp this in the beginning because I was so focused on learning and understanding knowledge and reading a different book and watching another video. And this is what I mean about the gathering stage. You don't want to get stuck in the gathering stage, right? We all know these people. They know everything about everything, but they never do anything with that information, right? They could be helping hundreds and thousands of people, but they don't because they're terrified to turn a camera on, or they're afraid that if they tell their friend what's really going on in their life, their friend's going to think they're a whack job. Well, oh well, right? So the terror barrier, I've talked about it a lot, right? We have to learn to walk through the terror barrier, right? And what happens usually is we have this wonderful idea and we get super jazzed up and we go to take a step and it gets scary and something happens and it looks like it might not work out. So we resort back to our comfort zone, right? And then we go, that was a close call. Wow. So-and-so could have made fun of me, or, my mom would have been right. That might not have worked out. Oh my gosh, it was scary, right? And most people just let that dream die. They're letting 2 or 3 people in their life hold them back from anything they've ever really wanted. Instead of saying, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm amazing. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm going to take an action step and walk into that terror barrier. And I'm not only going to walk into it, I'm going to walk through it. And sure, it's going to be uncomfortable. The unknown is uncomfortable. This is why people don't change, because you have to go through the unknown. The average person is living in the past or thinking about the predictable future. And the future is predictable because they only have certain thoughts they're thinking about. They're not willing to have this huge goal that scares the bejesus out of them and is terrifying because they want to play it safe. They want to just get through life unscathed and get to their deathbed and then have a bunch of regret. Like that does, you don't want that, trust me. And so our attitude is a huge role in all of this. We're either, we have our ego and we don't want people to make fun of us because we have low self-esteem, because we haven't worked on ourselves enough. Once you understand you have infinite amounts of amazingness in you, you just haven't tapped into it, right? Everything's in awareness, right? We're down here, right? Masters are way up here, right? They've gone through all these levels of consciousness and they know they can do anything. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? We're still down here trying to figure out, is this real or not? But he has more schooling than me, or she's can read faster than me, or spell better than me, or looks better than me, or can speak better than me, right? I'd rather just keep gathering information until I'm ready. Well, all you're doing is wasting time. You're never going to be ready enough because you're never going to quit learning. From here till the end of your days, one of your goals should be you're going to be learn. Keep learning. Keep expanding your awareness. It used to drive me crazy when my mentor would say, people don't make $50,000 a year because they want $50,000 a year. They make $50,000 a year because they're unaware of how to make $50,000 a month. And I thought it was just an idiotic statement he was saying. Until I understood my awareness, that's true. There's millions and millions of people making $50,000 plus a month. And they're no smarter than you or me. They had to ask questions. They had to walk through the terror barrier. They had to learn a skill. They had to up their game. They had to become a different person. And they stepped right into that. Didn't happen overnight, right? You can look at lotto winners, right? There's only 3 habits to money. I've made several videos on this. You spend more than you earn. Habit number 2 is you spend everything you earn. And habit number 3 is you spend less than you earn. If you just look at lottery winners, right? They win $10 million. How are they broke in 3 years? Because their habit is to spend everything they have. They're unconsciously just spend it. They have no awareness that that's even what's going on, right? I'm not trying to get off into money. I'm just, as an example, like making $50,000 a month is, anyone can do that. Anyone. And you might, money might not be a big deal to you. That I'm not saying it should be. What I'm saying is, if you want to travel and eat good food and be healthy and have an amazing house that you're super proud of and be able to give as much as you want and change your whole family's tree and have worry-free and financial freedom, right? Then you're going to have to get over your money blocks, and you're going to have to start actually, right? We have attitudes on everything, right? We have all of these networks set up in our brain. Every person we know, everything that we do has connections. You see your cousin you haven't seen in a while, but it doesn't matter because you've built a connection over time with all of these memories attached and everything that has to do with just him. And then on to the next person, and your mom and your dad and your girlfriend and your wife and your uncle and everyone, your job, the people at work, the way you drive to work. We have all these networks we've connected. We have to start pruning some of those apart and making new connections. And attitude is the big one. Your attitude is huge. And I don't, in the beginning, you might have to fake being nice. You might have to pretend to love someone or whatever the case might be, but eventually you will get there. And you're going to look back and be like, wow, I was freaking way over there, right? And as your attitude changes, your results start to change. And you start to not worry about what people think. And you know that you're doing a lot, so you deserve a lot. And you start to take more risks. And they're calculated risks because you're studying. And you're understanding. You're not jumping in blind, right? And so attitude. What is your attitude, right? And the simplest way I found to figure that part out is by writing down when things happen to you. How did you react, right? Because you're unconsciously going to react until you learn how to respond to things, right? And so you just write them down. So-and-so at work said this and it made me mad. My wife said this and it just infuriates me. My kid did this and I can't stand it. Whatever the thing is, right? You start to understand, oh my gosh, I'm kind of a control freak, or I'm kind of a neat freak, or I'm kind of a whatever kind of whatever, right? And you start changing things, right? Start seeing the good in everyone and don't be a fault finder, be a good finder. If you can start seeing the good in everyone will start seeing the good in you. I know that sounds just crazy, but I promise you, you're the only person you have to change, and everything will change for you. It's amazing. I hope that you guys understand that and that you start to learn that and you start really believing in that. So just write things down and then go back, right? At the end of the journal entries, I have notes and thoughts. Every day you can fill that little thing out. That's what I do. And then once a month or whatever, or once a week, you can go back through there and be like, wow. And then you'll start seeing synchronicities. And if you're writing those down, then you can really start seeing how things are really moving and grooving for you. And people are going to start wanting to be around you. People want to be around a happy, joyful, wonderful, loving, kind person. They will just be drawn to you, right? We're all just frequencies. If you looked at your arm under a high-powered microscope, it is just vibrating out of control. I know it looks solid and real, but it's not. Everything is a vibration. So how do we get to that next vibration? How do we match our intention with what we want and feel like we already have it, right? Then your subconscious mind does its little thing, and pretty soon this thing it comes right into your life, natural. It's amazing. But in the beginning, you have to do all these writing and reading exercises, and you have to work on yourself, and you have to be diligent, and you have to change that. You can't just dilly-dally around and do the bare minimum and do it one day and not do it for a month. And you have to be, right? Successful people, I've said this so many times. Successful people want pleasing outcomes. They don't care what the action steps are. If somebody said to them, you could have this if you do this, this, and this, it doesn't matter what this, and this is, they're doing it. Unsuccessful people want the same outcome, but they only want to do pleasing results. They want to do the exercises that are fun. They're the gatherers I'm talking about. They just keep gathering information, and they can be at a party and tell you all kinds of scientific things about the mind and the brain and spirit and God and all of these things, and they have everything figured out, but they never take any action. They're not going anywhere. They're just in information. They're just packed full of information, not going in any one direction, right? So I don't know. Attitude, look it up, scientific studies, test me. I promise you. Pessimist, optimist. It'll blow your mind. So thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe. DM us, whatever. I can craft something for you. I can, whatever. Just let me know. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.